How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to my FIFA 17 Fulham career mode. This is episode 31 now, and as we approach the business end of the season, heading towards January, of course January transfer window is about to open, and that also means that we kick off our FA Cup campaign. We drew against Cardiff, and we'll be looking to make a good run in that, because we could do with the money. So, one comment to mention from, well, actually two comments to mention from the previous episode. Well, it was actually the episode before, because as I said last episode, I'm recording in advance, so if your comments might get addressed a couple of episodes further on from when they were mentioned. So this is a comment from 2 episodes ago, which I've only just seen because it only just got uploaded. So one of them, and was a good signing, which is why I want to try and scout this player, and it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, the right back from Liverpool. I do believe he's a very good player. We don't know much about him at the minute. We're going to add him to the shortlist. He's also loan listed, which could be interesting, and I think we're a little bit short in that position. And one other thing as well, I don't think I'll mention it just yet. No, it's to do with the training. I'm not going to mention it just yet, so we'll look at that later on. What we're going to do is we're going to jump into this game against West Bromwich Albion. We've then got a game against Burnley on the 1st of January, but before the Burnley game, we'll go and look at our transfer list. We'll go and look at the squad, and we'll go and list a few players up for transfers, and we'll figure out who maybe we want to look at during signing in January. But obviously the main aim for January is to sort our contracts out, because finance is a little bit of an issue, as I keep mentioning at the moment, but hopefully that's why we need the good FA Cup run. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the game against Cardiff comes after Burnley, so we're going to stick with this team for West Brom, although I think I'm going to actually rest Cabano for McDonald. This will be the team to play West Brom. We'll play a full rotation side against Burnley, and then our first team will be fully fit for the game against Cardiff, because that is, of course, the key game. That'll be in the next episode, but we need to start thinking ahead. So we'll play this game against West Bromwich Albion, and then we'll start to talk about transfers. Then we'll enter January's game against Burnley. So then, another Premier League fixture in store for us today, live from the Hawthorns. It's West Bromwich Albion against Fulham, and I believe now we're just over halfway in the Premier League season. I think this tips us past that. I think this is our 19th game. Of course, 38 games to be played. So in fact, no. So this is the halfway game. If this game is 19, it is. We've played 18. A couple of people already played 19, like Palace and Sunderland. But West Brom are down in 12th, so mid-table, not too bad. We're up there at the top of the table, though, which is even better, of course. And it's not been going too well the past couple of episodes, past couple of games. We've dropped a few points, but we need to look at getting back on track. We are still, of course, the best defensive team. Still that 1 goal ahead of Man United. It seems whatever we do, Man United are matching it at the moment, which is fine for us. We'll take that. And of course, big man Donnarumma. Wow, he's very tall. Well, that guy's really short. I think it might be both, but Donnarumma has been doing us favours, of course, and has Sigurdsson. Let's take a look at the West Bromwich Albion lineup then. Ben Foster starts in goal. Bjorn Engels in defence. James McLean's a good player. Craig Gardner, Jakob Chadley, Robson Kanu up there. Not such a strong bench, but it looks like for West Brom starting their main lineup. Of course, Tony Pulis in charge there. We'll let our team lineup show up as well. It's interesting to know, something EA, if you're watching this video, which you're definitely not, but you need to update the graphics on players' shirts and armbands, because according to that, we're still in the the league football sponsored by Sky Bet, which we're not. We're now, of course, in the Premier League. There is our lineup. Of course, just that one change. McDonald comes in for the tired Cabano, who makes his way onto the bench. Aite still remains on the bench as Sobi gets the nod. Those are the team lineups then. We need to bounce back with a win here. We haven't won in a little bit. We've been picking up a few draws lately, which isn't too bad considering the position we're in. So we can afford draws, but we don't want to be getting too many, because realistically, if we can get top 5, we'll be happy with that. But of course, main target, main priority is to get everyone's contract sorted and get a bit of money into the club. And that means probably shifting a few players out, which we'll look at doing after this game. But meanwhile, that's a good ball into Robson Kanu. Wow, he should have put that one away, to be honest. Nothing entirely there, just mentioning that we have drawn our last 2 games, so we'll be looking for a win here today. Aluko, can he provide McDonald? Good run being made by Hosebed. Here is Hosebed. Oh, great tackle by Bjorn Engels. Should have done a little bit better there, really, but took our time over it, and defender was able to get back and clear it. Good defending by West Brom, staying nice and tight at the back. Just got to try and break that open. Oh, that's a nice ball. They've got a little bit confused there. And Aluka, oh, he almost flicks it round Nyom. But Nyom's quite a big player. He's quick as well, and he's able to recover the situation. Although that's a nice ball. McDonald needs to try and create some space to shoot. He can, and McDonald back in the starting lineup due to just compact fixture lists. He's not been too great for us, but every time he seems to slot into that lineup, of course he filled in for Lansbury when he got injured, and to be honest, he's doing a lot better than Lansbury. Perhaps a potential to take his spot back, because Lansbury's not really creating too many chances, and it seems like when McDonald plays, McDonald likes to set up and score. And he's put us ahead. We really were on the back foot here against West Brom. But a lovely strike there by McDonald. It's thrown to the top left-hand side of the goal, and it puts us into the lead here, 1-0. And that's his second goal in the Premier League. So okay, you know, it's not brilliant, but I think he scored a few in the cup as well, if I'm not mistaken. Chadley, I think he's going to beat Bunuel to that. He is. Plays a lovely ball in. Lansbury's tracks back and clears it. Could there be a counter-attack here just before the half? Aluko's still lacking a bit of pace there. Just can't find anything. Gardner picks up the loose ball and referee says that'll be half-time. So not a bad performance as we're looking to pick up a victory. It's been a little bit of a while since we took all 3 points in the Premier League. But we started a little bit brighter here today. We were on the back foot a little bit. West Brom had a few opportunities, but fortunately couldn't get anything on target. And then thanks to McDonald in the 37th minute, we were able to take a 1-0 lead into half-time. So half-time it is West Bromwich Albion 0, Fulham 1. And taking a look at some other results then, Burnley and Manchester City have the evening kick-off. Chelsea are leading at Aston Villa, not too great for us. United are drawing with Spurs, which is good for us. Southampton picking up some points at the bottom of the table, defeating Everton. Stoke are held level at Liverpool. Arsenal currently hold the lead at Swansea, and Reading, another big points for them, away to Watford if they can hold on to that victory. I'm not going to be making any substitutions, neither are West Bromwich Albion, so we'll carry on as we are, and hopefully we can just see this game through, or potentially pick up a second goal would be nice, and take all 3 points here at the Hawthorns. Oh, that's a fantastic ball through to Berahino. He could be in here. That's a poor shot. Did eventually tackle him. Could have been a foul there. The referee could have easily given a penalty. Fortunately, we got away with that one. Chadley in the box there, Robson Kanu. Oh, could have done a lot better with that. Fantastic save by Donnarumma. Lansbury is of course going to be picking up a yellow card for that sly tackle into Nyom off the ball instant. A little bit reckless there, but did well to control himself. Ball had already been gone, of course. West Brom on the attack here. We're going to use this opportunity to make a corner. No, they've got a corner, so we'll use this opportunity to make a substitute. And I think that substitute is going to come in the form of Aite. And I'm actually going to freshen things up at the back here. Ream's going to make way, and we're going to bring Madel on. I was thinking about bringing Cabano on, but I think I'm actually going to rest him. I'm considering playing Lansbury in the next game, resting McDonald and allowing McDonald to play in the cup game, because he seems to be playing a little bit better than Lansbury at the minute, which is why I was going to bring Cabano on and give Lansbury a little bit of a rest, because he's going to go out there 2 days later against Burnley. So we'll have to see how the game pans out. We have only got 20 minutes left, so if I am going to make that change, it will be sooner rather than later, so we'll consider it next time the ball goes out of play. Wow, it's a big goal for us there. Aston Villa have levelled at the at Stamford Bridge. Although West Brom here, Jakub with a nice bit of control, had to just focus a little bit there. I completely forgot the name of Chelsea Stadium, and it threw me off and I nearly lost my concentration. And West Brom also nearly levelled here at the Hawthorns. Oh, I think Lansbury's in trouble here. He has already picked up a yellow. He's not going to be getting another yellow. We saw Sanchez get sent off a few episodes ago for 2 similar challenges. And with that, I'm going to take Lansbury off, and I'm going to bring... I'm actually going to bring Parker on for the last 9 minutes or so. Might as well give him a bit more of game time. And he's very good for us in defence, like the defensive mid side. McLean makes way as the free kicks hit straight at Aluko. McManaman comes onto the pitch. So West Brom using their final substitute, as did we. As you can see, the Lansbury now coming on. West Brom do have a corner here. Donnarumma comes for it and punches it clear. Oh, and in fact, nobody's up here apart from Hozabed. He's got Aluko in support with him. Here is Hozabed. Hozabed's going to go alone, I think. Hozabed is going to go alone. And the perfect counter-attack. West Brom committed everybody forward for the corner because they were, of course, looking to get back into it. Donnarumma came and punched it, and nobody was chasing it down apart from Hosbed. It looked like Aluko had more pace, and I was going to play it through to him, and then Aluko just sort of backed off a little bit, and it looked like Hosbed could go all the way himself, and I wanted to get him back on the score sheet, and there it was. You can just see there, Aluko just drops off a little bit, momentarily, probably just to stay onside, but I thought Hosbed's got this. He's got a little bit more pace than defenders. Neither players really had any pace left in them, to be quite honest. Had no stamina left, but Hosbed was there, and he's able to tuck that one home. He's back on the score sheet, and it's 2-0. That's game over here. Well, referee happy to play on for a little bit longer. Aluko loses it. Engels kicks it forward. Won by Bunuel. Parker, and as he plays it down to Kenny, referee says that is full time. So back in control here against West Bromwich Albion. A nice victory for us, thanks to McDonald in the first half, and then a counter-attacking corner sees Josbed get himself back on the score sheet and sees us take all three, go back to taking all 3 points. A solid result for us here. Finished at full time at the Hawthorns. It's West Bromwich Albion 0, Fulham 2. Okay, so then, unfortunately, Villa's equaliser against Chelsea wasn't enough, and Chelsea were able to win in the end 2-1. United defeated Spurs 2-1, which is good for us. I think that puts Chelsea back at the top of the table. It doesn't, but it's left it also very close. Although I say that was a good result for us. United, of course, are ahead of us now. Well, are ahead of us as well, thanks to that victory. So, before we jump into January, something I wanted to address from the last from 2 episodes ago, or the last episode at the time of recording this, is a comment about that I shouldn't really be training Ream, and yeah, a bit of a mistake there on my part. He is 30 years of age. I'm not quite sure why I'm training him, really. And in fact, all our centre-backs are quite old, so I shouldn't really bother training any of them. So, I think, in that case, I'm going to start training probably Kearney, to be honest, because he deserves a little bit of training. What do we want to increase his... Probably crossing, to be honest. Is crossing on here? Would that be under passing? I guess it was. Precision pass. Crossing and long passes. Yeah, I think we'll do perfect delivery, and we'll start training Kearney. So he takes the place there. It's a good shout from you guys. Many thanks for pointing that one out. A bit pointless training a 30-year-old whose naturally stats are declining, and I'm just, instead of actually trying to grow his stats, I'm just preventing them from declining at a quicker rate, which isn't necessarily, whilst it is a good thing, not necessarily the best way to utilise the training situation. So we're about to jump into January, and as mentioned, we're going to look at Sal players, and we're going to jump on to here. So as we know, we've got 3 goalkeepers. Oh, I do actually have Rodak listed, but obviously no one was interested in him. Looking at moving one of those on. Our 4 centre-backs is an interesting one. We've got Madl, Ream, Sigurdsson and Stearman. Now, Stearman's already been transfer listed, and they're all getting quite old, so we do need to invest in a centre-back, really. So I think if we free up Stearman, that gives us a good slot to bring in a new young centre-back. So we'll be looking at one of those. Left-backs, quite happy with at the moment. Fredericks, we have, of course... right-backs, we have, of course, got Fredericks and Bunuel. We've got Lewis as well, who we signed from Swansea, I do believe. He's currently loaned out. Don't quite know where he's loaned out at, doesn't say. But he's only 19 years of age, so probably a good player for us. Of course, the midfield, obviously we've got plenty of options in midfield thanks to bringing in Lansbury, so we're happy with that. Over on the left-hand side, we've got Aite and Cavana. I'm not too impressed with Cavana. I'd probably be looking to move him on as well, because of course we have Sobi, who's listed as a left wing. So I'm actually going to transfer list Cavana, and we'll try and get some money in for him. His contract is expiring in 7 months. So hopefully, we'll offer him a new contract so that people don't sign him on a free, and then hopefully we'll actually be able to sell him and take the money instead, because money we are desperate for. And then, of course, right-hand side, Sacco and Kearney. Now, I only have Kearney as a right mid option. So, but I'm going to stick to my guns, and I am going to transfer list Sacco. He's not been great for us. He's not happy. So we're going to list him up, and he's worth 1.6 million, which could be huge for us, and 15,000 wage budget as well. Iheanacho, of course, they're now worth 24 million, but not our player, only got him in on loan. So that's that taken care of. We'll jump into January shortly. Well, now actually, but before any action happens, we will have our game against Burnley. So we finally got our complete scout report on Isaac's success, but I think we've already seen most of it, really. We know he's 79 rated, valued at 12 million, and on 46,500 wages, which is not, it's reasonable, but not in the situation we're in, unfortunately. So I would like to bring him into the club, but right now, not much of an option. I just want to quickly check on the calendar that the next game, yeah, so the next game is against Cardiff. So we will play our second rotations, well, our rotation side here against Burnley, and that will free up everyone to be fully fit and in form for the game against Cardiff. So then, Happy New Year, as it is, Monday the 1st of, oh, I think it's a Monday, I don't know why I said that, it's the 1st of January 2018 now, and we have our first Premier League game of the year against Burnley. Hopefully this second team didn't all go out last night and get smashed, which would be quite interesting if they did. Sean Dyche there, of course, in control of Burnley. Let's have a quick look at the league table. We're still in 4th place, which is big for us. 4th is absolutely fantastic. We'll take a 4th. Stoke still in 5th. The table is very interesting. And we'll have a look at the team lineups. I didn't show you the rotation that I made, so we'll run through it shortly following the Burnley lineup, which we should get on screen just now. So a quick look at Burnley. Matthew Loughton, Ben Mee's a decent player, Lafferty's okay, Defoe's decent, Scott Arfield's a good player, Heaton on the bench, Hendrik Vokes, Jutkovic's on the bench as well. Not a bad team lineup by Burnley. I will show you our starting lineup. As you can see, Iheanacho lines up top. There we are, hoping that our job is safe for another season. I believe it should be, as probably will be that man's. So there we go. Let's take a look then. So I've started with Fredericks, Ree, Maddle, Malone in defence, Parker, Cabano, Saka, Aite and Johansson in the midfield. Iheanacho, of course, up front. Bettinelli, Odoi, Stearman, Cavana, Lansbury, McDonald. And somebody else on the bench. Aluka, of course, on the bench. So that is the team lineup. Good 3 points against West Brom last episode. Last match even. I keep saying last episode. I do mean last match. And hopefully we'll back that up with another 3 points here and give us some good form going into the FA Cup game against Cardiff. A little bit of a risky tactic here, playing a full sort of second team. Hopefully they can stand up to the test of Burnley, who have of course got Gray up front, who's a very good player. Villa have scored again here. Villa scoring left and right. Good victory for them. They were unfortunate against Chelsea, and they've taken the lead against Sunderland. That'll be a big win for them. And meanwhile, Cabano. Oh, I left Cabano in the starting lineup because he obviously rested against West Brom. I've rested Lansbury as well, although I said I'd play him, but he was actually quite tired. So Parker's come in for him, and Cabano's stayed. Cabano gets a start as well. The Cardiff game is 5 days, so Cabano should be fully fit there. I'll probably look to take him off midway through the second half, as well as Iheanacho just ran offside there. Nice ball into Gray. I'm not sure what is the goalkeeper doing there. Wow, Donnarumma has been absolutely fantastic for us, and a header from Andre Gray, and Donnarumma's just like not going to even bother attempting for that. I'm going to actually dive out of the way. Fortunately, it hits the post, and the rebound is hit wide. 23 minutes in, Burnley could have taken the lead there. Arfield, referee got in the way there of my trying to track back, but Saka eventually does and wings the ball. And here's Johansson. Now that's nice. Iheanacho. Ben Mee with a good interception. 3 minutes to go till half time. That is half time. Final action there was thanks to Ben Mee's block. But not the best of performances in the first half, and Burnley really had the opportunities to go ahead. Gray hit the post. They had a rebound which missed. Ream nearly turns it into his own net. Unfortunately, we hang on. Cabano with a wild effort, only our chance of the first half. Half time then, Burnley 0, Fulham 0. And so looking at some half time scores, Sunderland level with Aston Villa. Reading now suffering a 2-0 defeat at Swansea. Watford kicked off a little bit later, and they're currently 1-1 at Liverpool. Man City, of course, have the lead and still have the lead at West Ham. No substitutions to be made by either side, so same 11 to go out here. Let's see if we can push for a winning goal. And that's nice. Here is Gray. Links up with Bakker. There's another save. There's another effort by Burnley and another save by Donnarumma. And with that, we are going to have to make some substitutions. And substitutions imminent, really. Lansbury's going to have to come on for Parker. I'm actually going to bring Cavani on. There was a suggestion to play him because he's a very good, well, he is a good player, but he's only 64 rated, and at this stage, well, at this stage of the season and at this level, 64 is not really going to be cutting anybody's mustard. We've conceded another substitution, another corner. Burnley have made a substitution. Cabano inside. Good run being made. And Fredericks is through here. And Fredericks! Oh, what a fantastic finish by the right back. Doesn't ever really see the light of day in this Fulham side. But thanks to this FA Cup fixture coming up, Fredericks gets the nod and gets a chance. And what a chance he's taken there. Fantastic finish. 9 minutes from time. Just when we were happy to settle for the 0-0. Fredericks comes storming up from right back. This is fantastic football. And that's a brilliant ball in. I'm not quite sure what the defender was doing there. And he took that very well. Like a striker's goal that was. Definitely his first goal in the Premier League, but 82 minutes and we've gone ahead here, 1-0. Kavanagh, I need to say, but oh well. Loses it out in the end, but it shouldn't matter too much. 3 minutes has been added on though. And there could be another opportunity here for Fulham, for Burnley to grab a goal. Fortunately not, as Hendrick comes away with it, and somehow we've squeezed out a win. So another good, solid, perfect episode for us. 6 points from today's 2 games. And thanks to Fredericks, who pops up with a very rare goal, and he takes the victory 9 minutes from time. Burnley were very, very good, and I think, to be honest, probably deserved at least a point, if not all 3. But it was that man there, number 2, Fredericks, who got his chance, stormed forward. It was a nice move from most players in the Fulham side, a great team passing move, and it just happened to fall to Fredericks, who took his chance very, very well, and we took all 3 points. Burnley 0, Fulham 1. Let's take a look then at the other results. Villa did draw with Sunderland. Swansea ended up with a 3-1 victory. Watford still got 15 minutes to play, but they're currently hard 1-1 at Liverpool. City drew with West Ham in the end, which is okay for us, I do believe. And that then leaves us into the game against Cardiff. Frederick says thanks, and big thanks to him as well, for the goal and the 3 points against Burnley. Let's see if there's any transfer action happening in the time advancing up to Cardiff. I don't think there's going to be, which is a little bit unfortunate. So nobody interested in our players just yet. We do of course need to try and make some headway, but a victory against Cardiff will allow some prize money to come into the club, which will actually be quite big for us. So that's the 3rd round of the FA Cup coming up next. Before we go, we'll take a quick look at the Premier League table, of course. FA Cup time next up. So wow, a change at the top. Spurs and Chelsea. Looks like they've been dropping points here. And they've dropped down to 3rd and 4th place. Manchester United have now gone top, and we are up in 2nd. We're a point away from United. We're level on points with Spurs, 1 ahead in the goal difference department. Spurs have been scoring goals left and right, but fortunately conceding quite a few more as well. Chelsea then just 1 point away from us in 4th place. And Palace hold on to 5th spot, 4 points off the pace. Stoke City then find themselves just outside of a European spot in 6th place with 30 points. Sunderland with 30 points also in 7th. West Ham, Arsenal and Watford round off the top 10. City, Liverpool, Leicester, Everton, West Brom and Swansea in the bottom half there. Villa slipping back closer to that relegation zone, but 3 points adrift so far in 17th place, as are Swansea in 16th place. And the relegation 3 at the minute are the same 3 as before. It's Southampton, Burnley and Reading propping up the table, still only on 12 points. Looks like they've picked up a point somewhere, but no more victories for Reading, unfortunately. So that's going to be the end of today's episode. We finished the table in 2nd place, which is pretty interesting, and we'll take that and going into the game against Cardiff, where we want a good run in the FA Cup. So there we go, Premier League. So yeah, that is going to be the end of today's episode. Be sure to drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe as well if you're new around here. And until next time, goodbye.